Good morning, everybody, and a happy Tuesday morning to you. New Year's Eve, you guys, and I want everybody to go out and have fun, but be super safe. There will be no video tomorrow, which is January 1st, New Year's Day. Now, I'm going to try to have a video ready for you on Thursday. We're going to come back on Thursday, which would be the 2nd, but I can't guarantee it. But there will be starting back on Friday, the 3rd for sure. So keep an eye out for Thursday's possible video. And remember, everybody have a safe, healthy, and happy New Year's. All right, let's dive in. To start off with really quickly, I finally found out who sent me all that fabulous chocolate and peanut brittle and gelt, and it was Sharon from SoCal, Southern California. Thank you, Sharon. And yes, I am Jewish. It does say Happy Hanukkah, and it was perfect. Thank you so much. All right, let's jump into our story. We're going to start really quickly with the Norwegian royals. I've already spoke to you about Princess Martha Louise and this guy she married, the bisexual HIV positive shaman, and the fact that both of them are really grifters and they've done a lot of really nasty things. I'm going to put links to those videos in the description box so you can refresh yourself on what the hell is going on. They're another Harry-Meghan couple, essentially, but it's another member of the Norwegian royal family we've already discussed before. I'm just going to bring you this update. It's the future king's stepson we're going to talk about. This guy's name is Marius. I can't pronounce his full name. He is the child of the future king's wife from a previous relationship. He was arrested August 4th, where he was charged with assaulting his ex-girlfriend, and he threatened to set some stuff on fire. They got there. They had been using drugs and alcohol. There was a knife stuck into a wall, and he admitted to assaulting this kid, admitted to assaulting this girl while under the influence of alcohol and cocaine. In a statement, he had some mental troubles, and apparently he has struggled for a long time with substance abuse. Apparently, he also took liberties with somebody who was unconscious, and so he's been charged with the R word as well. Let me tell you, the royal family there wasn't doing anything. For the first time, a royal family member there has been charged with a crime. He's no longer publicly listed on the Scandinavian household website. He was not on their Christmas card this year. I mean, they're cutting him out. So after he was arrested for assaulting his girlfriend and, let out, then two other women came forward and accused him of the R word. And it's just going downhill for him very quickly. Now, what really kills me is that he's, again, very privileged person in a privileged position, and instead of embracing the wonderful things that this life has given him, instead he took advantage. I hear and I've read that he's really a stuck-up snob. Poor family. All right, let's move on to the other royals. We're going to start with the UK royals. With this past Sunday, the 29th, King Charles was with Princess Anne and other family members, and they went to service at St. Mary's Magdalene Church in Sandringham. As you can see from that picture, Sir Tim Lawrence was there. But here's the thing, Queen Camilla was not, and I do not know who those other royals were who were walking with them. So remember, he's got like 45 family members all at Sandringham for the Christmas holidays. So, some of them decided to go to church with Charles. I just wish that the newspapers that are putting out all these articles and putting out all these videos, I wish they would have identified these people, because no clue. I have no clue. I did not realize how long of a walk it was for them to get to church. Like, seriously, it has to be I would think a couple miles. Anyway, they were greeted outside by the Reverend Canon Paul Williams. And then here comes the other family members. If you guys know who those people are, please feel free to put it in the comment section, because that looks like Princess Alexandra, but I can't be sure. I'm not sure. The only person I recognize is Sir Tim Lawrence. One of the things that the article talks about is just how incredibly close Anne and Charles are, that they always out as a pair. I happen to like that. I happen to think it's fabulous that Charles, with everything going on with the family, with his cancer, with Catherine's cancer, with Andrew, that he has a sibling. Now, I know he's close to Edward also, but that he has a sibling who's so close to him. Anyway, then, of course, as church ended, Charles and Anne and the other members of the royal family decided to walk back. And I love the fact that they all took the time to stop and talk to the people that had been queuing up to see them for a long period of time. And even with everything going on with their health issues, you should know that in 2023, the king had 483 engagements and Anne had 459. She is known for her unwavering loyalty to her brother. Love it. All right, let's move on. The next story, this again, I told you guys that when Harry and Meghan, when bad things happen, they always put out these puff pieces to put a spin on it, like it was always supposed to be that way. As I told you in my last video, Harry and Meghan did not get the golden ticket this year. There was absolutely no invitation to Sandringham. I believe this was the first year they were not invited, because every year when they were invited, they snubbed it. And it was constant. So now they didn't get an invitation. So apparently Charles Spencer, don't get me started on that man, stepped up and invited Harry and Meghan for Christmas at Althorpe, to come here, come out of California. However, they're saying now that they turned that invitation down because Meghan said it is important that Archie and Lily have connective memories of Thanksgiving and Christmas at home and enjoy traditions like putting out carrots for reindeer. Because, you can't do that in the UK. It has to be done in California. You get it? Here's my thought process on it. They didn't take the invitation to go to the UK to Charles Spencer's house because the palaces are more guarded than Charles Spencer's property, and they claim they can't return to the UK with Meghan and the kids due to security reasons. So therefore, they could not accept the invitation, because how would that have looked for their court case? You guys get what I'm saying? How would that have looked in court, where they said, well, you don't mind coming to the palace, but you don't mind going to Althorpe, which isn't nearly as secure as one of the palaces. Get it? All right, let's move on. This next story I'm putting out here just because of the fact that it's so stupid. There's a podcast host named Ann Gripper who said that King Charles will never visit the United States simply because Harry and Meghan live in the United States. Do you guys realize how big the United States is? Because here's the problem. They're saying that if the king comes to the United States, even if it's on the East Coast, and Harry and Meghan we know are on the West Coast, there's going to be a lot of talk about a potential get-together. Then, are they coming to New York? We've come halfway across the world. Hey, Pa, do you want to come over here? Should we meet up? Do you want to see the grandchildren? I'm sorry. I don't think that would happen. Not publicly anyway. King Charles has not spoken to Harry since Harry got that one 15-minute visit with him where he tried to get back in with the royal family, saying, now that you have cancer, I can step in and help. And he was told no. It's no different than when William went to New York. They would never have met up, and William, it just wouldn't happen. In the meantime, Harry is creating all kinds of havoc back in the UK because of his trial against the news group newspapers, which we know is happening in January of 2025. Remember, there were initially 41 complainants. Now there's only 2 people left, and they're saying that he's going to create a sensational trial. He's making allegations against the monarchy, whether they're true or not. The fact is, Harry is going to be in the witness box. He could be there up to 3 or 4 days. And if he were to say in court something like, the king said this to me, the king said that to me, even if it's not true, it would cause absolute havoc. I'm glad the UK family stopped talking to him, because he's just nothing but trouble. This guy is serious trouble. Now, the article is claiming that there have been recent attempts at reconciliation, and one of the attempts they're talking about is when Harry flew over for a whole 15-minute exchange. Queen Camilla, they're claiming in the article it was warm, but we do know that Queen Camilla refused to leave the room, and then Harry turned around, went to a hotel, and then got on a plane because he had a thing to do in Las Vegas the next day. And we also know that he offered to come back and help out with royal duties, to which the king immediately said, hell no. I don't think that Harry considered that all of these pursuits of legal actions has strained his relationships with his family members even further, and that the outcome of this trial could really have a negative impact, as if he hasn't done enough damage to the royal family. He's basically put the nail in the coffin himself. You guys know exactly what I'm saying. Okay, let's move on. Now, this next story really got me. There's a lot of articles out saying Lady Louise was given the Duke of Sussex title. That is untrue. Harry and Meghan still have the titles. Now, interestingly enough, in the Spare, Harry claims that in a letter that he wrote to the king, he was willing to relinquish their Sussex titles. I'm sorry, I don't believe that for a second. And the reason I don't believe that is because Harry and Meghan cling to them like a life raft. These are two people who ran away from the royal family to find their bliss, to find their freedom. They're horrible royal racists. They're terrible. We have to get away from them. Oh, please, yes, call us sir and ma'am. We're the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, right? Meghan writes a book. The Duchess of Sussex is what's on the spine of the book. I don't believe for one second that Meghan ever would have given up that title. She clings to it, my God. Harry gave an interview to Anderson Cooper, and this to me proves that he lied about offering to give up his title. Let me explain. During their infamous 60 Minutes interview, Anderson Cooper asked him this.
Renounce your titles as Duke and Duchess.
And what difference would that make?
See, that tells you absolutely everything that you need to know. They will not give up those titles. They want to get away from the royal family, but yet they want you to call them Duke and Duchess. And so that just tells you right there that they're all about the royal family and their connection to the royal family. They're hypocrites. Now, some other articles have come out saying that Harry and Meghan, their latest calculated attempt, has once again failed because it doesn't showcase their core values. Personally, I don't think they have any core values. I think they're all about themselves. I think we've already proven that. So, yeah, I don't think it matters one way or another what they do. Let's move on. This next story, I 100% believe. They're saying that we already know that Harry and Meghan are very disliked in the UK, but what most of you may not know is that they are also now extremely disliked in the United States. We're sick of them. And one of the main reasons we're sick of them is not because they abandoned their royal duties in 2020, but because they let the Queen down. They turned against all of their relatives. Let's not forget the Oprah interview, the Me You Can't See, the Spare, the cut interviews, the threats against the family. Remember, Eric Trump even said that most Americans don't care about Harry, and that's absolutely true. These two have been given every opportunity, especially in Hollywood. They got that huge streaming deal with Netflix with a massive budget and a very eager public ready to listen and watch, and they have done worse than nothing. They've actively destroyed all the opportunities that they were given. So in Hollywood, it could be compared to high school in terms, they're saying, in how people behave. And in using that analogy, they're saying they've become the most unpopular kids at school. They lost their $20 million Spotify deal with Archwell Audio. Archetypes was a bomb. Look what they've done with Netflix. They're saying that, they won't have problems getting a table at a top restaurant and they might get a little buzz, but that's about it. Let's face it. They made friends with George and Amal Clooney until George and Amal Clooney realized what they were like and got rid of them and doesn't have anything to do with them. David and Victoria Beckham. And look what happened with David and Victoria Beckham. Ellen DeGeneres and Portia. They've moved all the way to the UK. Even Elton John was recently seen with the king. People that they tried to, hang on to as friends, they were hanger-oners, have sloughed them off. And a lot of Hollywood stars, it was reported, have turned down invites from them. Nobody wants to be associated with them. They'd rather be associated with Catherine and William. Can't blame them. Now, with them being so unpopular in the United States, some articles are coming out saying that Harry might return to the UK against Meghan's wishes. But what this article is really saying is that since they've split up their events, Harry is willing to return to the UK alone. He hasn't really been there, because of Meghan and because she won't return. So what they're saying is because of this professional separation, the door has been left open for Harry to return back to Britain. Well, that doesn't mean the family's going to see him, but, whatever. Go back to Britain. Now, I really wanted to touch really quickly on just this puff piece saying that Harry and Meghan are really happy for Princess Catherine and King Charles and the royal family, even though there's, this feud going on. They're saying that they're not heartless. They're not heartless people. Hopefully they've learned to ignore all the negative press, but nobody sees any progress in mending fences. You cannot mend these fences, guys. It's over. Harry will never be a part of the royal family anymore. It's over. So finally, everybody is saying that Harry and Meghan's brand, their PR, their relationship with the UK and their relationship with the United States is beyond repair. And I happen to completely agree. The amount of hypocrisy, just sheer hypocrisy, that them banging on about the climate while taking private jets everywhere, them talking about the UK and the royal family being racist while allowing the following scenes that you're looking at to take place. We can't show our children, we're going to bring them to Invictus. No, we need to hold them back for privacy, and then putting a blurry picture of them up on the card. You guys, it's just so hypocritical. They are using those children, as I said they would, for monetization. All right, you guys, you know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button and the bell for all notification. Hit that thumbs up, then go down into the description box where you'll find the link to my Twitter, my Gettr, my Rumble, my email, my Patreon, which is currently paused, my Amazon wish list, and a physical address in the event there's something you're trying to send to me. As you guys have seen, people do like to send stuff. For those of you who've donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day and a safe new year.